The Ravens have had quite a season, and much of the conversation around Baltimore this year revolves around their star quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Fans have seen him battle through injuries that have challenged even the toughest athletes, and it's been impossible to ignore the toll that these physical setbacks have taken on him over the months. From hamstring issues to ankle, knee, toe, and foot problems, Lamar has been on the injury report for nearly everything that could slow a player down, and his absence during crucial stretches of the season only heightened the uncertainty around his performance. Add in the recent illness that caused him to miss even more practice time, and you begin to understand why the discussion around Lamar's health has dominated the airwaves and social media alike. Despite all of this, the Ravens continue to lean on him, knowing that he is the engine that drives their offense. Though he isn't quite the same dynamic threat he once was before the string of injuries began to accumulate, there is a noticeable difference in the way he moves and how he attacks the field, particularly in those trademark designed runs that once kept defenses guessing. The long, explosive plays that used to come so naturally from him on a weekly basis have been dialed back, as the team is cautious about overextending a leg that has been compromised for months. Yet, even with this measured approach, there is a sense that Lamar is gradually finding his rhythm again. Each game seems to show a little more confidence, a little more comfort in his movements, and a slight resurgence of the electric energy that made him one of the most exciting quarterbacks in the league. The careful management of his workload appears to be paying off, and while nobody would claim he is fully back to 100%, there are glimpses that suggest he is trending in the right direction. In talking about the Ravens' current strategy, it's clear that the team has adapted in ways that reduce the dependency on Lamar's full speed explosiveness. The running game has picked up, and the defense has been effective in creating opportunities and stabilizing the team's overall performance by controlling the clock, executing well on the ground, and leaning on sound defensive principles. Baltimore has managed to remain competitive even when Lamar's mobility has been limited. This balanced approach allows the team to survive stretches where Lamar cannot fully exert himself, while simultaneously keeping opponents off balance by mixing in the occasional quarterback run to remind defenses of his abilities. Over the past few weeks, Lamar's movement has shown signs of improvement, and while he still carries the mark of lingering injuries, his confidence appears to be rebuilding gradually. The key for the Ravens is timing, ensuring that Lamar is healthy enough for the biggest games, particularly as the postseason approaches, while also maximizing his contributions during the regular season. There is no easy solution, as the nature of football means players are constantly exposed to hits that can worsen lingering injuries. But the careful management of practice and game participation seems to be the most effective path forward for both Lamar and the team. The discussion around whether to rest Lamar in certain games has been a hot topic among fans and analysts alike. In a season where every injury and every missed practice can feel critical, the Ravens have to make strategic choices about when to push their quarterback and when to give him the opportunity to recover. The idea of holding him out for a less critical matchup to ensure he is fresh for a playoff showdown has been floated, and it's not difficult to see the logic in that approach. Balancing the need to maintain rhythm and momentum with the necessity of long-term health is a delicate act, particularly with a player as dynamic and essential to the offense as Lamar Jackson. The team must weigh the risks of resting him against the potential benefits, considering not only his physical condition, but also the impact on team cohesion, timing, and game flow. While fans might worry about losing momentum, there is precedent that well-managed rest periods can reinvigorate players and set them up for success in the most critical matchups of the season. It's a high-stakes chess game that requires careful judgment, and in the Ravens' case, there is a real opportunity to maximize Lamar's effectiveness at the right moments, while protecting him from further injury. Even as Lamar navigates these challenges, his unique skill set remains undeniable. He is one of the most versatile and electrifying quarterbacks in the league, capable of changing the trajectory of a game with a single play. The combination of his running ability, passing accuracy when given time in the pocket, and sheer athleticism makes him a constant threat that defenses must account for on every down, even in moments where his legs aren't at full strength. The mere presence of Lamar Jackson on the field alters the way opponents approach the game. Defenses have to allocate extra personnel to contain him, opening up opportunities for the running backs and receivers to exploit. His impact extends beyond the statistics. It's a matter of positioning, hesitation, and the fear of what he might do next that keeps defenses on edge. While he may not be executing the long, jaw-dropping runs with the same frequency as in seasons past, his ability to influence the game through both movement and decision-making remains significant. Every snap carries the potential for a game-changing moment. And that is why the Ravens continue to rely on him as the central piece of their strategy. The Ravens have also shown a willingness to adjust their playbook to fit Lamar's current abilities, by reducing the number of high-risk designed quarterback runs and leaning on more balanced schemes. They are mitigating exposure to further injury while still keeping the offense effective. The running game, aided by talented backs who can take advantage of defenses distracted by Lamar's presence, has become more efficient. Play calling now incorporates a combination of traditional rushing, creative passing, and selective quarterback runs designed to keep opponents guessing without overburdening Lamar. This adaptability has been critical in keeping the team competitive. Despite the challenges posed by injuries and missed practice time, the coaching staff, in tandem with the medical team, continues to monitor his health closely, ensuring that he is ready for critical moments while avoiding unnecessary risk during regular season games. The gradual improvement in Lamar's mobility and confidence over the past few weeks suggests that this approach is working, allowing the team to maximize his impact while protecting him for the postseason. It's also worth noting that Lamar's resilience extends beyond just his physical abilities. His mindset, preparation, and leadership have been evident throughout the season, even with setbacks. He remains focused on the team's goals, approaching each practice and game with determination. The way he communicates with teammates, adapts to in-game situations, and handles the pressure of being the franchise quarterback speaks volumes about his character. Despite the injuries, Lamar's presence inspires confidence and determination within the Ravens, showing that leadership is not only about being at full strength physically, but also about setting the tone and maintaining morale under challenging circumstances. His ability to manage both his own limitations and the expectations of the team demonstrates a maturity that is essential for sustaining success throughout a long, grueling NFL season. Looking ahead to the remaining games, the Ravens face a delicate balance of strategy, health management, and preparation for the postseason. The way they handle Lamar Jackson's workload will be a critical factor in determining how deep they can go, and the team is clearly taking every precaution to ensure that he is as effective as possible when it matters most. The upcoming matchup against the Patriots presents an opportunity to evaluate both the offense and Lamar's current physical state. New England has struggled at times against the run, which could allow Lamar to reintroduce some of the elements of his game that have been dialed back. This season, the team could experiment with a few more quarterback keeps and option plays, testing Lamar's ability to execute under controlled circumstances while avoiding excessive risk. Even incremental gains in his comfort level and mobility could have a profound impact on how defenses approach him in the postseason. Every yard gained, every defensive assignment exploited, and every adjustment made in the run-pass balance could provide the Ravens with a strategic edge later on, making the management of Lamar not just a question of health but a tactical consideration for the rest of the season. If the Ravens are fortunate enough to secure a Week 17 scenario where the outcome of the game may not significantly affect playoff seeding, the opportunity to rest Lamar becomes even more valuable. The coaching staff can weigh whether sitting him for a quarter, a half, or perhaps the entire game provides the best chance to preserve his health. For the crucial matchups ahead, this decision is far from straightforward. On one hand, resting him could help him recover fully from the cumulative toll of injuries and missed practices, ensuring he is physically ready for a high-stakes playoff battle. On the other hand, the team must consider rhythm and continuity. Players often talk about the importance of maintaining game speed and timing, and missing snaps can disrupt that flow. The Ravens will have to carefully assess how Lamar is feeling, how the offensive line is performing, and how the rest of the roster is prepared to step up. For players with lingering injuries, such as Calvini dealing with a quad issue or Roquan Smith managing a knee problem, strategically planned rest periods could be just as important, keeping them fresh and ready for the playoff push. The interplay between Lamar's health, team performance, and game strategy underscores how intricate managing a championship-caliber roster can be in the NFL, particularly when your franchise quarterback is also your most unique weapon. Lamar Jackson's dual-threat ability remains central to the Ravens' identity. While his legs have not been operating at peak explosiveness for much of the season, Even a partially recovered Lamar presents a significant challenge for opposing defenses. Defenders must account for his ability to improvise, extend plays, and create big yardage opportunities on the fly. The presence of Lamar alone forces teams to alter their defensive schemes, often allocating extra personnel to spy on him or to maintain containment. This opens up space for running backs like Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell, who have seen increased success as defenses hesitate or overcommit to stopping Lamar. When he does keep the ball on designed runs or option plays, even if it's not the explosive threat he once was, it still forces the opponent to respect his capabilities, creating opportunities that otherwise would not exist. Over time, this element of unpredictability can shift the entire dynamic of a game, demonstrating why managing his participation is as much a strategic consideration as a medical one. Lamar's ability to stretch the field vertically with his arm, while simultaneously threatening defenses with his legs, makes him a one-of-a-kind player. And the Ravens know that even a controlled dose of his explosiveness can swing a game in their favor. At the same time, the coaching staff and medical team have had to innovate in how they protect Lamar, limiting exposure during practice, carefully scripting snaps during games, and designing plays that minimize high-risk contact have all become integral to preserving his health. The result has been a balancing act that requires constant communication between Lamar, the coaches, and the trainers. Even as he demonstrates remarkable resilience and determination, there is a recognition that the nature of football means no quarterback is invulnerable, and the cumulative effect of injuries can snowball if not managed intelligently. By blending rest, strategic game planning, and selective play calling, the Ravens are trying to maximize his impact without compromising his long-term availability. The season has demanded patience, flexibility, and adaptation, and the team's ability to manage these elements effectively will likely define their postseason prospects. As Lamar continues to regain confidence, there is also a noticeable impact on the offensive line and supporting cast when defenses are forced to account for Lamar. The offensive line can create more space for the running game, and wide receivers find themselves in more favorable matchups. It's a domino effect, where Lamar's presence and threat level enhance the performance of those around him. The Ravens have adjusted their schemes accordingly, incorporating a mix of traditional runs, quick passes, and controlled quarterback keepers that exploit these advantages without exposing Lamar to unnecessary risk. In recent weeks, there has been a growing trust in Lamar's ability to manage these plays efficiently, and this evolving synergy has allowed the offense to remain effective even as he navigates recovery from multiple setbacks. By blending careful planning with Lamar's unique skill set, the Ravens are maintaining competitiveness while laying the groundwork for a deep playoff run. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. The NFL world is buzzing with speculation after shocking news out of Baltimore. DeCOSTA, the long-standing general manager of the Ravens, has reportedly been let go. The announcement, confirmed by DeCOSTA himself in a terse statement, has sent shockwaves through both the team and its fan base, raising endless questions about what comes next for one of the league's most storied franchises. DeCOSTA's tenure with the Ravens has been marked by shrewd draft choices, bold trades, and a reputation for building consistently competitive teams. Under his leadership, Baltimore secured multiple playoff berths and maintained a culture of hard-nosed football that many analysts admired. However, whispers of internal friction have circulated for months, suggesting that disagreements over the team's direction, player acquisitions, or long-term strategy may have finally reached a breaking point. While the front office has remained tight-lipped about the specifics, sources close to the organization hint that ownership is ready to pursue a new vision, one that may radically reshape the roster and even the team's identity. The timing of DeCOSTA's exit has fueled rampant speculation among fans and pundits alike. Some suggest that the decision could be linked to recent inconsistencies on the field, or frustration with draft results that failed to meet expectations. Others argue it could reflect a broader trend in the league. NFL franchises increasingly seek managers who embrace analytics-driven strategies, or who promise immediate impact rather than long-term development. Whoever steps into DeCOSTA's shoes faces the formidable challenge of maintaining the Ravens' hard-earned competitive edge while navigating the high-pressure expectations of Baltimore's passionate supporters. Already, Names of potential successors are swirling through rumor mills, ranging from experienced NFL executives to bold up-and-comers who could bring a fresh perspective. Speculation even extends to coaching staff dynamics, as fans wonder whether a change at the top might trigger a domino effect across the organization. For a city that eats, sleeps, and breathes football, the announcement marks not just a managerial change, but a potential turning point in the Ravens' identity and future strategy as the story develops. One thing is certain: Baltimore fans are on edge, eager to see whether this seismic shakeup signals a new era of dominance or the beginning of a turbulent transition. The NFL landscape rarely waits, and all eyes are now on the Ravens, waiting to see who will rise from the shadows of DeCOSTA's departure and what bold moves may define the next chapter in Baltimore football history. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.